All right, folks, how's it going? Orientation is locked. Wow, how do I unlock it? So I'm checking out the vertical here, just see if I can get that. For some reason it looks like the rotate is blocked. Let's see, auto rotate. It says auto rotate on. Auto rotate. I don't remember changing any settings. This says, all right, well, let me know if I'm coming through all right on the vertical. It says it's blocked. I don't know what that means. All right, well, today we're going to talk about just general guitar and improvisation type things. Just released the Serenade to a Cuckoo by Roland Kirk. So that's a fun one to play. So I hope folks enjoyed that and had fun with it. That's a nice one to play. We've got the first half of the form is really F minor, so not super tough to do there. Let me see if I can fix our vertical. What's going on with this? Auto rotate is on. So how would it be locked? I guess I'll just try auto rotate off. Am I still streaming? Doesn't seem to make any difference. All right, well, computers, devices. All right, well, chat with me here on this Sunday morning. Grab your cup of coffee, tea, or whatever. And we'll talk improvisation and guitar. Second half of that form, we have some changes that we can play. Two five to the relative major. Two five to the minor. Five of the four chord, which is the two in the relative major. So it's basically a diatonic circle of fifths. It's a lot like Autumn Leaves, the progression. So we have a general awareness of that tune, the progression. Let me know if anybody's checking out the vertical version, how it's coming through. I don't know how to fix it. I don't remember if I changed any settings on it, but so I'll do a little noodling and playing, and let me know if you have any questions about kind of what I'm doing or anything you're working on at the moment. All right, so jamming there a little bit over the progression of Serenade to a Cuckoo. But this does bring up a good point, is that when you're learning songs, learning tunes, learning progressions and improvising over tunes, right? We can learn one tune. You're really learning some other tunes as well, because so many of these progressions come up again and again. Amos, yeah, good morning. Good to see you. Jeffrey, good to see you. All right. All right. Thanks for joining us today. So I was watching some of the live versions of Serenade to a Cuckoo. I think with my son and I were checking out some things, and saw my old bass teacher, Steve Novosel, in one of the videos. So that was really cool to see. I think I was maybe even just inspired to do that recently, because we have been talking on the in the member area about Roberta Flack, and then I got to talking about Steve Novosel, and so then it got me thinking about him as, you know, he was part of that that band, at least at times. I'm not sure exactly when, but the video goes pretty far back. I think it was black and white. So. If you are hopping on the vertical, I'm not sure what's going on. I can see that I'm vertical, but it looks like the app is horizontal. Let me see if there are any messages. Somehow it's just, I don't know what exactly is going on, because I'm pretty sure I use that same phone. All right. Well, Amos and Jeffrey, anything you've been working on or interested in? A couple of things been checking out. Lament, J.J. Johnson, the trombone player. Checking that out a little bit. Been talking about that a little bit on the membership site, fretprints.com. So that might be something I might want to do. Beautiful tune. Amos says, still need to drill triad patterns up and down and across the neck. Okay, nice. A lot of little cool things you can do, you know, on that as you're working on it. Try to limit strings. So let's say you're doing like C major triads. Try to do one note per string and see how that takes you across the neck. So that one starting on the C, and then start on the E. Do that, you know, one note at a time, and then from the G, work your way across with just one note per string, and you'll kind of see this little string of a pattern or visualize, and you know, internally, and of course do that with minor and dominant seventh and stuff like that. Yeah, glad to hear you like that. I think you'll have fun with that. That's a nice approach. And then, you know, try two notes per string. So you maybe even start down here on the G, and then just kind of work your way up two notes at a time. And that can help you go, you know, more in this direction, so that both are in a sense kind of horizontal. So those are two things that I would recommend really working out. Another thing is to, you know, set out an intention, a clear intention, to be sure what you're doing. You might be already doing this, but this might be helpful to other folks in general who are doing the same things. But so take and work at what are you setting out, you know, to accomplish, you know. So if you're looking for more like practical kind of playing exercise, you know, take 4 notes. Even this is not going to be super practical, but you know, maybe take 4 notes and then backtrack. Work in 4-note groups, 3-note groups, and that'll give you more of a practical thing that you'll end up doing probably when you're really improvising. But then as a fingerboard awareness thing, yeah, running up and down, full range, that will help. But just make sure you have those intentions set out. What are you aiming to achieve? Because when it comes to playing, you're not going to be whipping through, every note that from lowest to highest, right? So, yeah, setting out to be more musical. So if you're doing things that are more practical for playing, try to play 3 notes in 4 note groupings, and then backtrack and work through the pattern. And then of course we have our 5 fingerings. So make sure, that's probably the first thing you want. C major, be able to play the notes in the 5 fingerings to get that. That's a nice core element to it. So kind of those 3 approaches, doing 1 per string, 2 per string, and being able to play all your arpeggios diatonically, really, in the 5 fingerings. Going to do a little rehearsal this afternoon, which is somewhat rare, but I'm prepping for an outdoor concert. So I'll be heading out this afternoon, do a little bit of that'll be kind of good. I'll do a little noodling around. Don't know what's going on with my vertical stream. Doesn't look right. Don't know how to fix it. Can't really fix it on the spot, so. You're welcome, Amos. Noodling around there a little bit on Blue Bossa. Great tune. I highly recommend playing around with that one if you haven't been already. We've got a nice 2-5 in minor, 2-5 in major. And like I was saying earlier, those progressions where you may end up playing those in a lot of different tunes, that would be a good example of a nice short form to play around with, get familiar with 2-5 in major and 2-5 in minor. So triads. Check out the, what is it called? The triadic chromatic approach. I think George Garzone. I have to go brush up my knowledge on that, but if you're looking to try to get, a little more outside or kind of modern sounding with triads, that's a good little thing to play. You kind of try to randomize your triads. You say, okay, play a triad, and then something to do. I kind of loose memory on how this works, but you go, let's say, do a triad, and then you go like a half step away, and then play some other kind of random triad and inversion of a triad, and you keep doing the half steps. So let me know if you know anything more about that to clarify, but kind of basic concept. So you can mix up, do diminished, major, minor, do augmented, and that can be kind of fun. And you give her some really neat, kind of sounds. So that can be a lot of fun to kind of play around with there, stepping inside and outside. Another kind of cool thing if you're trying to do musical things, creating runs, try taking a triad and doing the tritone of that triad. So that. So let's say we have, let's do something simple. How about G? You could separate it out. You could do 3 notes and repeat one of them if you're going for 4/8 notes. Okay, so G. Okay, then we do D flat. Back to G. Or you could start on D flat. Something like that. All right, so I can't even really see if there's any chatting going on the vertical. I don't know what happened here on the phone, but it's not working out in there. So if you want to chat, maybe there just aren't any chats. It's possible. So triads, we'll play around a little bit. All right, so a little bit of a kind of medley of chord changes, chord improv there. Let's see. Amos asks, "Are Elixir strings the best strings?" Believe they are personally. Yeah, I mean they're good. It's funny. I just helped one of my students put a set on. Yeah, they seem to, last a while and sound pretty good. I haven't been using those for a long time, but I've been using some Dogal strings, which I've been enjoying. But yeah, I mean, if you like them, that's the main thing. Whatever the string is. Yeah, different strings will make your guitar sound different ways. So it has a little to do with the guitar too. So Amos says, I do time I work physically demanding on hands. I go home and play for hours, even though I'm tired. Wow. I want to get better. That's awesome. Wow, that shows a lot of dedication. That's awesome. Uh, I would say if you can consistently get 3 hours of practice, you definitely improve. Just keep in mind it's not only about the time, but effective practice, effective methods. I did a video a couple weeks ago, which I think is a really important topic, having to do with uh, recording yourself playing, listening back. That will really accelerate your practice. It could be anything from a voice memo to a full digital audio workstation setup. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll play something and I'll have it on loop and I'll just record and then hit turn off the record and it'll just loop it back and listen back to it. And then I may do another recording. Oftentimes I'll stop and see if I can sit with it a little bit and not worry about playing it in real time and work out whatever issue I feel that there is. So that's a little thing that you can do. So, all right, folks. Well, I'm going to hang out for probably another 10 minutes or so. So I'd love to hear more about what you're doing. Effective practice, playback to listen. Yeah, anywhere from 3 hours to 5 hours consistently. You'll make really great practice. It doesn't have to be that much. It depends on kind of what you're after, with what you're doing. And one thing where I've seen folks maybe struggle is and this is, I think, just a common human nature thing, is kind of going after destinations, and I obviously want to get better, but I think with music and a lot of maybe crafts and arts and things like that, we move the goalpost, so as soon as you get one thing kind of going really nicely, then you want to do other things, and all these skills have to kind of work together. So it's not like a checklist, and so working with teachers, working with folks who can listen to you, watch you, hear you, and give you some advice on what to do. Vertical stream is sideways. All right, I was afraid of that. Thanks for that, Jeffrey. Let me see if there's anything I can do. It says orientation is locked, and yet when I go to change the orientation, it says auto. So let me see why it's locked. Don't remember changing anything about this. Auto rotate. Auto rotate. Let's turn that off. No modes. Yeah, I don't know. I can't seem to change it. Need to get a teenager in here to help me out with that, but probably too late at this point. All right. We'll have to watch out for that next time. I'll try to get that sorted out. That sort of defeats the purpose of doing it. So maybe I'll just close that out. One vertical, I tried to do vertical on here and it was all stretched out, but vertical, and then now it's like I got the phone and it's forcing horizontal. So okay, I'll do a little more kind of noodling around here. All right, folks. Well, a couple of things. I've been working on getting this, getting my sound slices all together. So check that out. Join my email newsletter, and I'm doing an occasional invite to check out some of the sound slice exercises and things like that. Sound slices are really cool music technology thing that I've got, working to embed in my website, fretprince.com. So that's a really cool thing. Also invites to live stream. So doing some live stream for my newsletter members and also for the members of the YouTube channel. So check that out. Join the email newsletter. Kind of mixing it up. So sometimes I'll send out a PDF or something to download. Does anybody use Sound Slice out there? It's pretty cool because you can link up audio with it. And it kind of got the notation and the tablature. You can loop sections, slow things down, work on exercises. So it's a pretty cool thing. right, well, I'm going to head out here in about 2 or 3 minutes. So thanks so much for joining me here today. Thanks for having a cup of coffee or tea or whatever you like with your Sunday morning. I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. Little improv tips, practice tips. Noodling. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Jeffrey. Thanks for joining. Check out the links in the description. All right, folks. Well, thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great Sunday. I hope you get some guitar practice in, and hopefully I've stimulated some ideas. I talked a little bit about triads and stuff like that, some exercises. Check out George Garzone and his triadic chromatic approach. That's pretty fun to play around with. And I will see you all in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks.